You're missing the target from there. You want bloody shooting. Oh, it's crap. Oh, it's bloody rubbish. Rubbish!
But how do you react, though, when someone, you know, from your playing staff comes in and says, boss, I think you're doing this wrongly?
Good. Well, I ask him which way he thinks it should be done. We get down to it, and then we talk about it for 20 minutes, and then we decide I was right.
Hello. How we doing, guys? How's everybody doing? Just want to do this video to cover like a few things. If my YouTube on my tablet will ever work, I'm sure that'll work eventually. Here it goes. All right. So yeah, basically want to cover for last night. The Carling, whatever it's called, Carabao Cup. Getting knocked out of the Carabao Cup. At the end of the day, I was reading a load of things on Facebook earlier on about, it don't matter, it's only a cup and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, to me, it's not about if it's only a cup. Big up Mr. Big D. How you doing, buddy? Hope you're enjoying the Discord, mate. It's all good fun in there. So, yeah, basically, yes, it is only a cup game, but the point for me is the fact that it's at home and it's becoming relevant that our own form is going to matter this season, same as it did last season. So to me, if we'd have gone out on penalties and actually created a fortress in that ground and got a draw or something, then fair enough, but we've got to get that mentality back, because that might be what does us a good service this season. That's just the way I look at it. I mean, I got loads of crap about, we don't need this, and it's all that we're interested in is the Premier League and all this kind of stuff. Fair enough, I get that 100%, but it's about that home form, and it's about building that home form again. For me, that's exactly what it's all about. It's about that home form. And we need to get that right. And we need to get that sorted, because, yes, I'm okay. I'm happy with the fact that we're playing all these big teams at their places at the start of the season instead of at the end. But we need to be getting the points at home. So we got them against Sheffield United. We've got to got them against Burnley yesterday. We've got to got even a draw and then penalties. It would have still said that we're still at the, we're no mess arounds at the end of the day, and that's what would have mattered. Hey, Mr. Tony Claude Gunner, how you doing, man? If you want to come on, I'll drop you the link, man. It's all good. Straight from the cave, mate. Straight from the cave. Yeah, so I think it was important that we get the home form sorted out yesterday, to be honest, but we didn't, and we're out the Carabao Cup. Like I said before the game, I wasn't really bothered that it was a cup. I was more bothered about performance, and most of the people that have told me have said the performance was really poor. It wasn't the best. We didn't get a shot on target at all. We had 40% possession, and we never got a shot on target. That ain't good enough to keep us in this league. So hopefully we can kind of sort that out. Big up Jaminio, mate. How you doing, buddy? So it's just a little bit daunting in that respect. But we've got to just keep going, and hopefully we get one back on Burnley in the league. because that's what we've got to do, because they're going to be all up for it now. And we still played 5 at the back, and we still did the same thing. It does get a little bit annoying, to be quite honest. I'll be honest. At this point, Forest should just liquidate. Cheers, mate. Thanks. Do you want me to liquidate as well? I mean, I can try and do it on stream. I don't think I've got any acid though, so I don't think I can do it. I'll have to order some in next time. I have to. Can you get acid? Can you get human dissolving acid from Wilco's? I think you can, can't you? Sure, you can. You drinking any cans right now? Yes, mate. I'm on my 3rd, and I'm loving it. Loving it. But yeah, Tony Claude Gunner, if you want to come on, man, you're all good. Or Jamino, if you want to come on, you can come on. Just don't say any silly words. Now you sound, I wouldn't wish liquidation on you. That's nice of you to say, mate. Less games will help you in the long run. Blessing in disguise, perhaps. I don't. It's a blessing in disguise in that respect. I just wanted to see more at home, because we need to start building that up again. Because let's face it, it saved us last season, so we've really got to be doing that. You know, I only have 1 can today. Yeah, I think I'm on my 3rd. I'm sure I am, because I had 6 Stellas and then I bought 3 Carlsbergs as well. Mr. Jazz, how you doing, mate? Come on if you want. I'll send you the stream, mate, if you want to come on. Good evening, bro. Bro. And also, most acids will dissolve a human. Don't need to be human dissolving specific. Are you a serial killer by any chance? We could probably compare notes. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. We could probably look into that. Only 1 can doesn't sound normal for us, but it is what it is. Yeah, it is, mate. It is. There's plenty of time, mate, to get more cans done, you know. But anyway, like I say, if you want to come on, Jez, I'll drop you the stream in the stream yard. Just let me know. Same up with you, Tony Claude, if you want to. So whatever, I don't mind. His deadline day tonight or tomorrow night? Does anyone know? It's tomorrow night, I believe. It's tomorrow night by 1 o'clock, I think. Just going to just give me a second, guys. I'm just going to send Jez the link. Get my Instagram back on. Oh no, it's not Instagram. That's Google Mail. You great prick. Right. Okay. Where's my Instagram? There it is. Okie doke. Let's send this link out. And I mean the signings that we're making. I mean, I've just been having a look at that Murillo, and he looks good. He looks really good, that Murillo. I've just been watching him. Good reader of the game. Good reader of players as well. So yeah, I'm quite excited about that. Tony Ibarra, big up, man. Big up, my dude. Big up, dude. Also, Jajaminio, sup, bro. Right, link's been sent. Jez? Who's Les? Don't know who Les is. Po, Tony Claude. Absolutely. I can't have any more cans yet. I'm all out of them. It's an absolute travesty. Mate, you got no beer? Oh my days. Do that online thing depending on what time it is. That's what I normally do anyway. Friday 11 p.m. Is that when the window closes? Oh yeah, it is Friday tomorrow, isn't it? Twat. I lose track of days. I do. Honestly, I lost 4 days not being very well, so I've definitely lost a few days there. Jezzo the legend, absolutely. I cannot imagine if Fulham steal Amrabat. Are they actually on to Amrabat now? I mean, they wanted Scott McTominay, and now they're after Amrabat. See, why do you want to come on as well, Otfors? Because this gets on my nerves. Why do everybody else screw around? Yet other teams just pick a target and just go and get them. We've been targeting Hudson-Odoi since the start of the window, and we still ain't done it. And now, what's his name's after him? Fulham. Here comes Jez with his cock in his hand. No, he's not coming in with his cock in his hand. Right, okay. Mr. Jez, my dude. How you doing, buddy?
Evening, all good. I'm glad to hear you're feeling better.
Yeah, mate. I don't even know what happened. It was like a food poisoning thing. I don't know. It was coming out of both ends. You probably didn't want to know that, but it was. So, it was quite difficult actually because it was like, do I sit on the toilet or do I put my head down the toilet? I don't know what to do here. It was quite strange, but anyway, we don't want to go into that kind of mess abilities.
We've all been there, mate.
Anyway, mate, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Yeah, all good. Yeah. Really enjoying YouTube right now. Really getting into it, putting out more content.
Love it. Excellent.
Last night, great show with Lee and Kenny. Views were absolutely
I watched it. Yeah, it was great. It was awesome.
Absolutely mad. I gained something like 54 subscribers last night. That's a world record, I think, for me.
Nice one, man.
Yeah, it's I'm really enjoying it right now. I'm going to do a show like tomorrow night. You're welcome to join if you want, Yeti.
Yeah.
It's an Arsenal preview for the Man United game.
Yeah, okay.
I've asked.
Well, you know what I'm going to say, don't you?
No.
I'm just going to say, don't touch him in the box.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that probably don't sound right, to be honest. I mean, in the box on a football pitch.
Yeah, well, you know that. I actually did say that to somebody. With the referee we've got, man, it's bang on penalty. I have sent a message to Hot Fuzz. I don't know if he's seen it. I've asked him if he wants to join me tomorrow at 7:00. If you want to join us, Yeti, you're more than welcome.
Probably will, man. Yeah, 100%.
You could be the referee and give us your opinion on.
Well, I'll just send Hot Fuzz off straight away.
Yeah, exactly. I'm really. I think Arsenal got lucky today in the Champions League draw. I had honestly thought we were going to end up with Bayern Munich as we normally do. But Sevilla aren't playing well at the moment. They're bottom of the league. But that will change. We know that will change. They're a decent side. They won the Europa League. Lon's first time in could be a tricky banana skin. But it all depends, Yeti, on Arteta. We've got the play.
100%. 100%.
It's his nonsensical way of these stupid setups that he seems to think are going to work, and they clearly don't work. And I just hope he gets and realizes, man, that he needs to revert back to the winning way we had last season.
It just makes no sense, does it, really? I mean, at the end of the day, like I said the other day, I think it was on your stream or somebody else's, the only way I'd use him, if he's determined to use him, is to put him up front, because then you've still got your midfield build-up and your midfield and everything with Partey in it and Rice and White at right back. It's weird. I watch that much Arsenal. I could name your team better than I can mine. And it's like your first 11 is so obvious. It's not even real.
No.
Crazy, isn't it? But Jez, just think yourself lucky, mate, because the fact of the matter is, he's in the Champions League. Havertz comes alive. So, you've got a good one there.
Did he? He scored the winning goal. Yeah, great.
Apparently he plays in Champions League.
Well, I can't honestly say I've watched it. I don't really watch other teams, and a lot of people criticise me, saying, "Oh, well, you're on YouTube. You should be watching all the different teams." No, not really. I'm not that into watching.
Why would? Teams. Yeah, you don't do that, do you?
I don't. And I mean, at the weekend, I watched all the live Premier League games. Fair play, because that is more important to me. I don't watch the Dutch leagues. I don't watch the Liga. I don't watch all that because I'm not. Look, I am a football fan, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
You know, I actually do have a life. You know, I can't sit around all day just watching football. And
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
respect to those that do, and I have no problem with it. It just doesn't do it for me, you know.
Well, I don't know about you, Jess, but I mean, I don't know if you're having the same problem, but Bing Sports so far is absolutely terrible. It just keeps going down all the time.
I be honest with you, I haven't had a that's not true. I watched the Arsenal Monaco Emirates Cup game, right? And it was buffering, stopping, buffering, and I put in the chat, to the people in Bing Sport, I said, "This is unwatchable. I want my money back." And
yeah, I've done it a few times. Yeah, I've done that.
They came back and they said, "Yeah, we're on it. We're on it." 10, 15 minutes later, they'd fixed it. Now, ever since then, I've not had a problem.
Okay. I mean, the other day it just went off for me and I couldn't get it on. It just said not authorized. I couldn't even get the site on. Let me just catch one or two of these chats, Jess.
Yeah, carry on.
All the big deals such as Amrabat will be happening at this time tomorrow. Nailed on Sky Sports. Do it for the attention. Me and you have said this for ages, Yeti. I know that's the way it goes. And I know Arsenal will make a big signing on deadline day because they always do. So I know that's coming. So I'd look forward to that, to be honest. Arsenal should get out of their group. Yeah, they should do. But, I mean, they're all champions at the end of the day. So I wouldn't actually sort of look at it in that respect. And you could, I mean, let's face it, when you was in the Europa, was it the Europa? I mean, some of the teams you thought you'd beat easily then, you didn't. So I wouldn't even look down on the teams that you've got, to be honest. Fuzzy got some next quick for you. Arsenal 1987, big up, man. Nice to see you. Yeah, Ian Jez, big up. If Arteta doesn't get us out of the Champions League group, he should be sacked immediately. Not joking. 100%. 100%. Got my pint at the ready, lad. Laughing my arse off. And Arsenal 97, 1987, Newcastle in the group of death. Yeah, Newcastle looks. I think, to be quite honest, I think they're all groups of death, to be honest. I mean, they're not there for no reason. Do you know what I mean? They could all spring a surprise.
I totally agree with you on that one. As I just previously said, Lons, we've got Lons in our group. Now, it's their first time in the Champions League. And, these teams are going to go for it big time. They've got nothing to lose. They've got nothing. Everybody's thinking, oh, well, they're the underdogs. They can put a shock on any team. They've got there for a reason.
Of course they can, yeah.
So you just can't have the arrogance to write teams like that off.
No.
And unfortunately, our manager is arrogant.
Yeah.
And he is a sort of manager who will say, right, okay, at home, we'll go with a slightly weaker team. He did it last season. And he did it, if you remember rightly, with Valencia. And we got kicked out by our old manager. And so that says to me, you can never in Europe or in football at all, and that's no disrespect to any football team. I remember a match that I went to back in, it was round the last season of Wenger, FA Cup game, Sutton United, right? We seriously struggled against them. Because Wenger put out a weakened side. And I get it. It's basically a non-league team. But he had to bring on a certain Alexis Sanchez to get the actual get us over the line. You know, I mean, that to me is incompetence. It
yeah.
doesn't work for me. You know, I
100%.
honestly believe if you're going up against any team, if you're a big club at Arsenal or Nottingham Forest or Man United, you don't see Manchester City going out and putting a weak team out against.
Oh no, you don't. No,
They go for the
no.
throat.
Of course they do, and that's what everybody should be doing.
They're strangling you, and they'll put you to death. What we don't see with Arsenal, I'm sorry to say, is the killing instinct. It's like we went against Fulham. I mean, no disrespect to Fulham Football Club. We should be battering things like that.
You should be. You should be battering us as well, to be fair.
Yeah. No, I mean, fair.
But, you know,
Forest are slightly different class. But
well, the thing is with us, mate, is we can't control a game. I mean, that was evident in the Man United Forest game. We went 2-0 up, and we just, I mean, I was angry because it's like, just keep going. I went into Hot Fuzz's stream, and I went, "We're going to score one more than you." And that was the worst thing to say because then they got that dodgy penalty at the end. But we won't go into that. I'm not going into that again. But just sort this one out. Newcastle opponents won't be ready for the atmosphere at the Newcastle Stadium. Oh no, that atmosphere is mega. Right, just catch this one. Question to Jeds: would you go with a 4-2-3-1 formation against Man United on Sunday?
I would go.
I can answer that.
I would go with the 4-3-1-2. I'll tell you.
You do like that idea, don't you?
Well, I'll tell you for why. We can play our back four. We can play our best midfield, right? We can stick Havertz behind the two strikers. Jesus, I think, will start, and maybe Saka or it'll be Martinelli, Saka, bring Jesus on. But we can put Havertz in there because we haven't tried that role yet. We haven't tried him floating behind them two.
He floats every game.
Well, I know that.
It's like Pennywise has got hold of him. They all float down here.
We know he'll play. We know he'll be in the lineup because he feels obliged now. Well, we bought this player at £65 million. We've given him 300 bags a week, so we got to play him. Until
you need to give him 300 bags of cocaine a week, mate.
Well, he does look stoned when he comes off. And the fact of the matter is, we've got to expose him to either be that he's absolute crap, or we actually find that player. Personally, I now call him Liar Havertz because he lied that he could play football. The fact of the matter is, we've got to do something until Arteta eventually realises that he's actually a bag of shit. So that's what I'd go 4-3-1-2. Yeah, that's my. Then you've got Declan Rice, Odegaard, Partey in the right positions. You've then got your right four: Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, another. Personally, I'd rather Kivra rather than Zinchenko. You've then got Havertz, and you've got the mixture up the front of Martinelli, Saka, Martinelli, Jesus, or Trossard up there. I mean, my ideal lineup would be in the one position, right behind the strikers, Trossard. I think that.
To be honest, I'll be honest, Jez. Your lineup is probably one of the easiest ones for anybody to call.
Yeah,
for anyone. For anybody. I mean, you look at City and you wouldn't sort of call the lineup apart from, Grealish and, but Haaland, basically. But, I mean, you look at Arsenal and it's just so bloody obvious, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. Agree.
And Hot Fuzz is in here. I was leaving him. I was leaving him down there. Actually, I was waiting until he actually said in the chat, "I'm here, look, I'm here." But he never did it. So he might let me down on that one. But anyway, I'm going to jump up Fuzz in here because I need to go and get a drink. So here he is. It's Mr. Hot Fuzz. I was waiting for you to say in the chat, "I'm here. I'm here."
Do you not see me doing my jig and the camera's down there? I was just doing that. I
did, mate. I did. And I just thought, I'm just going to completely ignore you till you say in the chat that I'm here. Can you let me in? I'm a bastard like that. I am a bastard like that, mate. Sorry.
I was going to be a cat sat at a glass door, just like, let me in. I'll get in there. It's just like, I don't think I want to be here anymore.
Oh, man. Yeah. I think, you know what we need to do before I actually go and get another drink? Is we need to sing the Arteta song to Jez.
No.
The one we did the other day. Yeah.
No.
We've made a new one, Jez, right? It goes, "We got Super, make Arteta. He knows exactly what we need. Win at the back. Havertz up his crack. Showing the top gooners to believe."
Yeah.
We should be taking the piss, but we are.
I actually like that.
Right, okay.
Better than the other one.
North London is
right. I'm
gonna
get a
beer. Some lyrics for North London is
gonna get a beer. Take over, guys.
Mate, that North London is bullshit. I tell you, mate, whoever came up with that needs to be shot.
Jez, you can't sing it out loud. They've got to sing it under your breath. It gives you goosebumps. Gives you them shivers. Oh.
Have you ever heard so much clapping? Really?
I'll tell you what.
Goosebumps.
His PR agency or his agents or something has told him to say that. I can't imagine for the life of me he really actually sits there and thinks about saying things like that and then goes out off on a whim like that. Nah. I've got to be a PR spin with that one.
Of course it is.
But
absolutely. Arsenal's all PR. It's all PR.
And United too.
Yeah. And
I mean, literally was somebody from a tier 1 tabloid for news in this country gets hired as the chief writer for this club. So it's like the most biggest PR move you could ever make, ever.
Well, did you know the guy that runs the Arsenal website is a Southampton fan? Did you know that?
No.
He's a Southampton fan.
I swear it's like half the people who work in your club shop as well, like Tottenham fans and stuff or something like that.
I wouldn't surprise me.
I swear there was something like that.
You've got incels. You've got incels in your club shop.
We're being infiltrated.
You've got incels, Jez, in your club shop, mate. I mean, Jez, right? I'll just ask you this, yeah? Do you think you're going to sign anybody tomorrow?
No.
Do you not?
No.
Don't you always have a big signing on, like, deadline day?
No.
Pepe, what's the other one? Pod?
We ain't done that for 2 years.
Okay, I must be living in a TARDIS then.
Well, we didn't last year. We didn't the season before.
All right. Well, I thought you did. I can't remember.
Although we did sign Mikel Arteta at 10:30, all them years ago.
Well, we don't want to hear about the downsides.
I mean, that was a panic buy because Arsenal was sitting in 6th place, and we bought Arteta from Everton. And when I saw that, I thought, "What are you doing? He ain't going to be." Yeah. And well, he was a bang average.
I thought that one was a weird one, to be honest. Yeah, I agree with that. I do think that one was a weird one. Let me just get a few of these chats, guys. I would go with Raya, White, Zinchenko, Gabriel, Saliba, Partey, Rice, Odegaard, Martinelli, Saka, Jesus, but it won't happen. See, that's what I mean. You have got the easiest team for anybody to call. It don't even matter if you're an absolute retard and you don't know anything about football. Relegate our club if he's getting a hat trick. Yeah, I think if Havertz gets an hat trick against United, then you guys need to go. If Havertz gets an hat trick, I'm reading my own thing. What I just said. This is all he will get this year, just like Eddie last year. What about replacing Martinelli for Trossard and have Saka and Jesus? What do you think to that?
I'd go with that. I just said I line up 4 at the back, 3, 1. Trossard just sitting behind the 2 up front. I think that'd be quite deadly, considering what's happened with injuries at Man United right now. The rain out and all that. Luke Shaw out.
We got him. We got him in one way. One way we got him.
So I think that'd
Don't
be
worry, guys.
a great line.
We're gonna unleash Sergio Reguilon against Arsenal. Sergio Reguilon.
Yes.
Watch this space.
Whatever you do, right? Don't go into Otfuzz's channel in the middle of the game and say we're going to score one more than you. That is not a good idea. I can vouch for that.
Have you signed him yet?
He's on loan.
He's going to undergo medical tests. Or I think he's actually just done them, actually. Yeah, double check.
It's the new Wout Weghorst.
Yeah, literally 8 minutes ago. David Ornstein. Sergio Reguilon has passed his medical examination at Man United.
He's the new Woot. He's the new Woot.
I
like Reguilon, actually, when Tottenham first got him.
It was actually all right. It made no sense when they decided to get wing backs under Conte when you had Sergio Reguilon there, but you decided to play left wingers constantly in left wing back position. It's like Ryan Sessegnon. Didn't cut it for me.
I think they're just happy to get new players, just to be honest. I don't think it matters who it is. I mean, if they sign the bin man from outside the ground, I think they'd be happy.
Yeah,
because it's just a new player.
Well, I know the club would be happy. They'll be celebrating that.
I think it's an absolute disgrace what's happened to Man United over this decade.
100%.
Biggest club in English football, without any question of a doubt. And what the Glazers have done is total disrespect. I mean, there's continual nonsense about the selling of the club. If they were serious, they'd have done it by now. Just do it for the fans. These fans,
100%.
Well, let me put it that way: these Surrey fans, right, the ones that all live in Surrey, which is the majority of Man United fans, deserve. I used to take the piss out of people, and I used to say, you used to see all the buses at Epsom train station, Kingston, right, places like that. All the Man United fans getting on, making their journey to go and watch their team, and not one of them lives in Man United in Manchester. I used to drink with a guy.
Well, Fuzz don't either, so he can't say anything.
I'm just taking the piss. I'm just,
Yeah, but that's it. That's the weird thing, though, isn't it? That I mean, one thing I want to ask you guys, right? If Clough was still alive, and we'd have got like an owner like the Glazers, do you think, for a minute, more to you, Jez, than you, Fuzz, because you're like a little whippersnapper, but more to you, Jez? Do you think Clough would have sold out like Alex Ferguson did?
No.
No, I don't.
Totally different character.
100%.
Utmost respect for Brian Clough. I used to love listening to him. One thing I used to love about him was his accent. I thought it was absolute class. And secondly,
it's brilliant. Yeah,
his relationship with when he was being interviewed, young man. Yeah, I mean his attitude and his relationship with the press was unprecedented. He didn't take prisoners, that guy.
Oh no, not at all. Not at all.
Him and Peter Taylor were just an awesome pairing. And I used to actually enjoy watching Nottingham Forest, even though they used to kick our ass. I mean, I
think you did us. I think you did us more than we did you, mate. I mean, I was checking the scores the other day. I think the highest one you got against us was 7-1. I think it was.
Was that?
That was a long time ago. That was.
Yeah, that wasn't the Brian Clough days, though, was it?
Oh no. I'm just saying that we used to kick each other. I think you guys kicked our ass more than we did.
Yeah, I'm
You
talking
kicked yours.
about the glory days with Brian Clough.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Go on, carry
on. They were a dream.
Carry on. Sorry, mate. Sorry. Carry on.
They were a dream team.
I apologise.
I mean, I said to you a few weeks back, I remember watching you play Malmo and was it Cologne?
Yeah.
In the European Cups, and they were an awesome team, man. Seriously, I would rate them. Without a shadow of a doubt, you were challenging Liverpool big time.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And it was a joy to watch. I mean, back then when you had Brian Clough and Peter Taylor, I remember being at Highbury when you boys came down there. It was just before you were going to play Malmo in the European Cup, and you just wiped our asses. Took us off the park, man. I mean, it was like, wow. And I do,
because we panic bought all the toilet paper. That's why.
Yeah, I remember at the end of the game, all the North Bank were applauding Nottingham Forest. It was such a great display. And
Big up Mama Flossie.
And Brian Clough came down to the North Bank and was like to the Arsenal fans. Shown great respect and fair play. Can't deny it.
He was always like that, wasn't he? He's very, very respectful, and he wouldn't let the players go to the ref. None of that would have happened. I mean, the only one I can put like him nowadays, and I know for a fact that he sort of models himself on Brian Clough, and that's Mourinho. Because Mourinho is a very Brian Clough type of manager. He just doesn't take any shit. He just, says what he wants happening, and it's got to happen, and that's it. Otherwise, you're gone.
Yeah, I'll go with that. The thing is, Mourinho, I think at times he frustrates players, and I think that's a little bit like Arteta. He can be a little bit too arrogant and upsets people. And I honestly think a lot of the reasons why players are going out the door at Arsenal is because they're not yes men.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree with that.
Don't like what you're doing. Don't like what you're doing, Arteta. ESR, probably why Chelsea are looking at him, although it's been slapped back. I would not be at all surprised tomorrow, right? If ESR does end up at Chelsea, maybe a loan deal, maybe. Because we don't seem to be able to sell players. It seems
that'd be pathetic, mate. To be honest,
for no money. That's what frustrates me. I mean, I'll shut up now.
Right, okay. Let me go through a few more of these chats because I don't want to keep reading these chats. Jez, I will never forget Arsenal's 21-man brawl against Man United at Old Trafford in 91, where we got deducted 2 points and Man United got deducted 1 point. They was some cracking games. That was one of them that was always in my calendar. Man United v Arsenal in the Keane Vieira sort of reign. I used to love them games. Absolutely love them. Big T says we did sign the bin man. His name is Maguire. Yeah, fair enough, man. I agree with that. Big up, Mama Flossie. Love you. How you doing? Right, Jez, what did you think of Big Ron Atkinson, proper geezer? Yeah, he was a good one as well, wasn't he, Ron Atkinson?
Oh yeah, class, absolute class. I'll tell you who I like in him too. Is Don Revie. I very much think they were of the same sort of, fell off the same tree, if you get my meaning.
Yeah.
Absolute class managers. Ron Atkinson. Great manager. There's a point in time when I think it was when we had Terry Neal was our manager. We could have got Big Ron.
Yeah.
And we didn't. I mean, Terry Neal, fair play. He was an ex-Arsenal player. he did a job. Got us to 3 cup finals, of which we won 1. Got us to like 4th in the league, but just wasn't that person to get us over the line. And oh dear God, do I have to say this? Bit like Mikel.
Yeah, you do.
Bit like,
oh dear. Yeah,
you know,
yeah. See, that says it all, doesn't it? Really.
You know.
Well, on Ron Atkinson, we actually had Ron Atkinson at one point, and I can remember one game where he actually sat in the wrong dugout. I can't remember who we was playing, but he came out in his first game, and he actually sat in the wrong dugout, and there was all like, "Oh, yeah, you know, like infiltrator or something." He didn't know what was going on. He just, got on with where he did. And he's a good manager. He's a great manager. Unfortunately, he said something that he got, lambasted for, because that's the way life goes now. And at the end of the day, that guy sort of pulled so many players with other ethnics, and he made great players out of so many players with other ethnics. But, if you say one thing, then it obviously gets taken in a totally different fucking scenario. That's just a stupid world we live in. Right, okay. So, Hot Fuzz, you sat there with your hot chocolate milk, I don't know where hot chocolate milk came from. I believe in miracles. I think that's where that came from. Basically, what do you think of, like, the signings that you're making, and, the Amrabat possibly to Fulham? I mean, that is just mad. Why do we screw about? Why do we screw about with these signings?
Well, I was about to vex about Fulham going in and snapping up Amrabat, but apparently he's just gone and told Fulham to F off. No, he's
he
holding
wants
up
Man
United.
U, doesn't he? He wants
he's literally told about like 4 or 5 different clubs in the last week alone. No, I want United. I'm not interested in signing for you unless United say no to signing me. And the fact that he's held out for about nearly 2 months now, just to sign for one football club, tells you everything you need to know about the player.
Of course it does. Yeah, exactly.
What he intends to do. So, that's credit to him if he comes to sign for United.
I think that's quality on you guys, to be honest, to actually choose Man U. That's what we were saying last night. That's how it used to be. If Man United went, "Oh, I want like Mbappe or something," we want you, Mbappe. That player would be like, "Oh, I want Man United. I want Man United 100%. I want Man United," and that has changed so much. That actual thought process of players has changed so much, and it's sad to see. It really is sad to see.
I think we're just very lucky. I think we are very, very lucky that Amrabat's for someone that would be such an important signing for this team. The fact that he is being so sort of stubborn towards picking United and just blocking off any other interest from other clubs. Obviously, you might as well say it's homage to the way players used to go about doing business with clubs back in the days, but now you sort of get players that are just like, well, whichever club offers me the best money, biggest money, best looking contract, best incentives, whatever it is, you name it. Just as long as they table the offer and my club agrees with it, I'm gone. I'm gone to them. And Ryan Gravenberch, to be fair to Bayern, I think they've done a deal with Liverpool for Ryan Gravenberch. I think it was about, what was it, over 40 million euros or something, about 45 million euros for
Do you think you even tried for him, though? Do you think you even tried for him?
Not properly. It's one of those. You sort of get you sort of sit down in a boardroom. You sort of like, okay, guys, what do we reckon name wise? Ryan Gravenberch, shut up, you're fired, get out. And it sort of probably gets to that phase, and that's it. You don't really go further than that. It's just names on a board. Maybe if you can be bothered to go pick up the phone to them and see what they say. Most instances, I think our guys pick up the phone, call whoever it is, the representation at club or agent level, and they just get hung up on, I think, with quite
the thing is, also, as well as that, though, you've got the fact of, like if you was interested in a championship player, because that's what you used to do back in the day, like Ashley Young, and I think he was
that's what we did with Dan James
at that time, was in the Premier League. But when if you said to a championship player, we want you and we're Manchester United, I think you would get most of them to be fair. But I mean, that's not the level that you are. So that
Did that
makes
with Dan
no
James.
sense, really. Yeah, exactly.
Because he was,
I
I
mean,
think he
let
was
me-
going to Leeds. He was going to Leeds, but
Mm.
then we waltzed in and was just like, yeah, here you go. Come to United. He was just like, oh yeah, cool, yeah, no,
Exactly,
okay,
yeah.
United.
You've still got that pull from the Championship, but I mean, you know, you should have that pull from around the world, really. Right, okay. So we've got an Arsenal 19, and we've got an Arsenal since 1987 question. Q to Jazz, was it the 98 season that we only conceded 18 Premier League goals?
That is true. But
I don't even remember that.
Look at the team we had. That's probably one of the greatest teams I've ever seen play football in my life. And I'm not just talking about Arsenal, I'm talking about other teams as well. That team was immense.
Was that the Invincibles?
No.
No.
That was 2004. 2004. That team was legendary in my eyes. The players that Wenger brought in was just incredible. And I have never, even the Invincibles, to be honest, I've never seen a team like that since. And it was a team that absolutely... I remember reading in Alex Ferguson's book, and he said that was the team he hated the most that season as Manchester United manager.
That says a lot, doesn't it? That does.
He said they're unstoppable. And if you remember, I don't know if you can remember, it was when Henry scored that outrageous free kick.
Henry was different class.
Oh, he was. That was when he was just coming into his own, and when he, I remember after the game, the press conference after the game. I'm trying to think the Man United goalkeeper at the time, French goalkeeper, Barthez. And Alex Ferguson said to him in the press conference, he said, "Great goal. I just hope he never does it again." And probably the worst thing you could have ever said, man. After that, he just went on and on and on. But yeah, that was an amazing team.
Yeah.
Why did I type in Barthez on Google and it comes up saying Fabien Barthez, the goalkeeper, but the description underneath says French racing driver? Is it because he kept racing out of his box into midfield? got mistaken.
If I actually put a B in Google, I just get a load of pictures of boobs. So I mean that must say a lot about me, doesn't it? Really.
Fabian Barthez was probably one of the most honest players, right? I remember a game at Highbury, and it was obviously Man United, right? And he went out and he took out, I think it was Merson, and he took him out. The referee didn't do it, right? And Fabien Barthez turned around to the referee and said, "It's a penalty."
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
The referee never gave it, but he was going, "It's a penalty."
Who needs VAR? If they're honest, who needs VAR?
You know,
if Rashford had turned around and said, "I dived there, ref," it'd been fine.
You can't get more honesty than that. I mean, Robbie Fowler did it. Robbie Fowler did it against David Seaman.
I remember that.
And Robbie Fowler was going to the referee, no.
Yeah. I remember that.
And the referee still gave the penalty like they do. But,
that was refreshing, that was actually, to see players doing that.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get that now.
But then again, back in the day, they did do that, didn't they? There was a few times where they go, "Oh no, I didn't touch him, ref," or you know what I mean, or not that I didn't touch him, or he didn't touch me, or man, that's going down a whole different alley. Won't go there. Right. Anyway, we got a question from Big T. What does Amrabat want us? Why does Amrabat want us so badly? If he was a bit younger, I would say it was to put himself in the shop window for Europe's elite. But I think that ship has sailed now. I think he wants you so badly because it's Manchester United, and obviously there's a big pay packet there as well.
At any stage in your
still
career,
think, yeah.
Man United would be his first biggest club. Like the biggest club he's ever been at in his career is Fiorentina.
Yeah.
But you go to United, you go up a whole other level. And that can only be a good thing if you look back on it as a player in your career and you see, I used to play for Manchester United, rather than it being, I stuck around all the smaller clubs dotted around Europe. I mean, a lot more people are going to find more interest the fact that you played for Manchester United at any point in your career, whether it was early in your career or later into your career. It's just like Endo for Liverpool. He's 30 years of age, not going to be some revolutionary player, but the fact that he had the chance to go to Liverpool and straight away, yep, go to Liverpool.
Yeah. That's a weird one for me, Endo, to be honest.
Weird from Liverpool's
perspective. Not a Liverpool player, is he? But...
no.
Whatever. They needed somebody, so I suppose.
Yeah.
Pires best for 2 years. Was the best for 2 years. Yeah, Pires was an excellent player. Do you think we will ever see a team get maximum points in a Premier League season? What do you think, Opfus? Connor, how you doing, buddy? How you doing, matey boy? Where that came from, I have no idea. Which Van Persie do you think was better, Arsenal Van Persie or United Van Persie? That's an interesting question. Go for it, boys.
I'd have to say United Van Persie. He had one brilliant season. He was there for 9 seasons, right?
You Judas.
And he was in time in, time out, time in. He had one terrific season for Arsenal, top goal scorer. He then, quite correctly, in my opinion, didn't like the direction of where Arsenal was going and left. And we got in replacement Danny Welbeck. Wow, fantastic.
Oh, nice.
And he went on, fair play to the fella, he went on to win Premier League with Man United. And I think was it an FA Cup or whatever it was, whatever. But
I think he might have won it with Van Gaal. And then he left, I think, that same summer, I think.
Yeah, you might be right. You could be right on that one. But I'd have to say, in my opinion, he had one fantastic season for Arsenal, but he had 2 or 3 great seasons for Man United. So I'd have to say United.
Same.
So, guys, how do you think tomorrow's going to go?
Tomorrow?
Final transfer day. Yeah, deadline day. Oh. How do you think it's going to go?
Well, for Arsenal, I don't think anything's going to happen. I'd like to see a few players go out the door. It ain't going to happen. We're hanging on to Rob Holding. God knows why.
Well, a few teams want him, apparently. Sevilla want him. Well, so, I mean, if you've got Sevilla in the Champions League, and if they get Rob Holding, then you should know exactly how to deal with him.
Well, what I don't understand, Yeti, and Hot Fuzz, why Arsenal hang on to these players when they're clearly not the levels that we need.
Yeah, I know.
Earlier, we only seem to be able to do loan deals, right? Players like Guendouzi, what we had, who I think was absolute bloody class, in my opinion.
Yeah, I liked him.
You know, he got pointed out for doing something which I think any other footballer would do against Brighton. I just don't understand it, man. Yet we keep hold of some absolute dog shit players and we buy dog shit. I mean, we've bought Liar Havertz, you know, who I just don't get it.
That's got to be one of your worst for a long time, that is.
I said on the show, I think last night when I was on with Lee and Kenny, it's probably, I think, the same levels as when we bought Shamak. All the promise, never delivered, rubbish player. Absolute rubbish player. Never delivered it. But I think the thing is, this is my personal opinion, right? We've seen it in many teams over the years. A player can be brilliant in their own league, yeah? Spain, France, Germany, Italy. When they go to the Premier League, they just can't hack it.
No, they have a level.
It's physical, it's fast. They just can't deliver. And that's no criticism of that player because they aren't of the level to play in the Premier League. And it's not just Arsenal. We've seen it with Liverpool, Man United, Manchester City, Chelsea, Tottenham. And I think this is his problem. I think he was brilliant at Bayer Leverkusen, right? Not that I watched him there, but from the reports I've been told, he was absolute class. But he's come to the Premier League and can't deliver it. So
no,
that may be the problem he's got. And I think he's totally lacking confidence. I think he's lazy. I think this to me, Yeti, Hot Fuzz, this to me is another Ozil. So Ozil, when he first came, was brilliant.
Well, yeah, he had some class, didn't he, at one point?
No, sorry, not for me.
Well, I mean, the thing is, Jazz, I mean, I still think, like I said last season, I still think you need strength.
We do.
In depth. And you still don't have it.
No, we don't.
And United still don't have it either. You know, I mean, you've got a striker who's like bloody hunchback of Notre Dame. He's going to like run down the field and then start shouting for the bells. I mean, it just makes no sense. I mean, I mean, that has got to, I mean, you might even be Arsenal signing Havertz as signing the worst player. Because at the end of the day, if he can't play, what is the bloody point? And he was the same amount of money as well. And I still can't understand. Do you guys do a medical on anybody? It just makes no sense to me how you got him and then all of a sudden he's got a back that's going to break at the slightest bloody move.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bit of a weird one. I mean, I was skeptical about signing Højlund from the start. I was just like everyone's sort of touting up the fact that a guy's got an age profile where he's in the early 20s or just about 20 years of age, and straight away they think, oh, well, we'll just wave a magic wand, and about 5-10 years down the line, he'll be one of the best strikers on the planet. That's not how football works, though. It's like you can't just stick any young player with bags of potential or about 50 different. Well, I wish.
Maybe you should have. Maybe you should sign Harry Potter tomorrow. If you sign Harry Potter tomorrow, you might be all right.
Daniel Radcliffe can be one of our.
Wand on...
Well, I'll tell you what, can have Daniel Radcliffe sat on the bench.
100%. Lenny Moon, how you doing, man? First time I've seen you in my chat. How you doing? I know you're on Jez's channel a lot of the time. So big up, man. Cheers for dropping in. Absolutely awesome. Let me just clear a few of these chats. Our defense is more weaker now than we were last season. Yeah, 100%. If Gabriel was to go tomorrow, that'd be devastating. But I mean, I have heard, like I say, a lot of people are interested in Oldham and Lakonga. I think you're trying to get something sorted for. I think if you get rid of them two players, and there was somebody else, and I can't remember who it was.
Tavares.
But who?
Tavares. I'm not in Forest. We're looking at Tavares.
Oh yeah, well we've got him now. Actually I haven't seen it announced, but I think I have. I don't know what I'm on about, to be honest, but I'm pretty sure we've got him now. But so he's gone, and there was another one as well, and I can't remember who it is. But they're trying to sort of get rid of them tomorrow. So I think if you actually do get rid of them three tomorrow, or one or two of them, then I think you will. I think you'll do something. I've got a funny feeling you'll do something tomorrow. I don't know what you'll do. You'll probably sign another. You'll probably get another dog to play with Win. I don't know. That might be part of the transfer window. I have no idea. But I think, yeah, get a cat. You know, cats are good big dogs. What do you think about Saudi being able to buy Premier League players for 3 weeks after our window closes, and selling clubs not being able to replace sold players until January? That's a really interesting question.
It is,
because they
Liverpool
can actually
fans.
still sign players 3 weeks after.
Liverpool fans
That
are going
is-
to be spending the whole of like August, September time.
I think all of us. Well, maybe
Don't let Salah go, don't let Salah
maybe
go,
not
don't let
us,
Salah go.
but I mean, I think most of us are going to be like, you know, that could be huge. I mean, and if Iwanyi keeps scoring like he is, they could even come in and grab him.
I think it's shocking that is allowed to happen. That is such an unfair table, because tomorrow 11 o'clock tomorrow night.
Great question, Big T.
It is a great question, Big T. I'm glad you brought this up. I was chatting about this earlier. The fact of the matter is that we
Thank you, Lenny.
time at midnight, or no, sorry, 11 o'clock tomorrow night, and that's it. Done deal. Right. Okay. I know players get announced afterwards because it's all down to paperwork and all that palaver. But they can come in 3 weeks later and say to Gabriel Magalhaes, right?
Yeah. And that's who's interested in him as well.
Exactly. And say, okay, we'll offer you, I don't know, 200. Let's say that's hypothetical. Let's say they say we'll offer you 200 grand a week. He's probably on about 120 grand a week, I think. He's going to say, okay. So he buggers off to Saudi Arabia, right? Arsenal have got rid of Tavares to Nottingham Forest. Laconte's gone somewhere. Holding.
Still got Rob Holding, so you're all right.
Oh, great. Yeah. how weak are we? I mean, your comment there, Yeti, that Arsenal are going to do business. The one thing we need to do business on is a striker. We have not got a 20-goal striker.
I think you get one tomorrow, mate. I'm going to call it now. I'm going to call it now. Ivan Toney.
Mate, but apparently we can't buy him. Somebody told me this, and Lee said it last night. I don't know how true this is. We can't buy him because he's not.
You could put money down though and have him for January.
If they put money down, okay, I'll take it. I'll take it all day long, right? Because if we can't sign him per se until the January window, okay, I'll go with it. I'll run with it. He can come and train. I don't know how true this is, but there was also a point I brought up last night that we used to have a player called David Hillier at Arsenal who we wanted to get off the books. Nobody wanted him. So David Dean deregistered him as a professional player. Right? Now, that could be an option. I mean, Lee put the argument last night. If you want a player, there's always a way around.
Of course there is. You just offer the money. If you offer the money and you go over their valuation, you will get that player. But the problem with like what I've seen with Arsenal, and this is what I don't understand, is it's always about, we want to keep good relations. We want to keep good relations. You ain't going to keep good relations by offering 30 million for a 50 million valued player.
No.
You're not going to keep good relations. They're just going to look at you and think you're an absolute joke. And then when you try and sell your players, you want more money than they're worth. So that is the worst way of getting good relations. And I just cover this. Jez, I honestly believe that Gabriel will go to Saudi Arabia And do you think that Arteta and Gabriel have fell out? That's a really interesting question. Again, some great questions in this chat. Big up, guys. Big up all of you.
Question from Arsenal 87. I agree with you, man. I think Gabriel's got the ump. I think I said a lot of people disagree with me last night, and fair play. I'll take it. I asked the question to Lee and Kenny. I said, "Do you think he's starting to lose the dressing room?" And they both said no. And I said, "Okay." Some people in the chat were going, "I think maybe it's getting that way."
Yeah, I think it's going that way.
Yeah, because of his arrogance. And I think Arsenal 87 could be onto something there, personally.
Yeah.
And I forgot what I was going to say now, but the Tony thing, right? Can you imagine the meltdown from a certain Brentford YouTuber? Can you imagine it?
He who shall not be named.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Can I just be honest with you though, Jez, on one thing where Arsenal's concerned, and this I find very concerning as well. If he hasn't lost the dressing room, then surely you've got a load of players that are content to just keep going along with this. Is that what you really want? Because that's not winning mentality.
No, I don't. Look.
I'm not saying is that what you really want. I'm saying is that what, as an Arsenal
I haven't changed my stance at all. I've been saying this for 4 bloody years. When we got rid of Unai Emery, and I was not one of the people that wanted him out, I think Unai Emery got an absolute shit show. I think it was disgraceful what the club did to him. Because I think they brought in Unai Emery after Wenger as a short-term replacement. They had no intention of keeping him. Their whole plan, God knows why, was to get Arteta. I just don't understand that, and I never will, right? And the fact he's come in and just see what he's done. Okay, he led the league for 93% of the season. Great. I was behind the team.
That mean anything, does it, really?
Well, if he comes second, you're one shit.
Yeah, he ain't one shit. You know, nobody ever remembers second place.
He cocked it up because we had a weak squad again, and we've got a weak squad.
I just go to the toilet, mate.
And this season, we've got Champions League, whole different type of competition, Premier League, FA Cup, and I think Hot Fuzz, he'll throw away the FA Cup, and I think he'll throw away the Carrier Bag Cup because he knows he's got to win big. If he doesn't win big this year, mate, right, he's got to go. He's had his time. He's spent nearly £700 million. He said, mate, he wanted his squad, but he's got it now.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't deliver, then he has to go down the road. Sorry.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, with Arsenal, the fact that they've started this season with perhaps slow performances, a bit lethargic, a bit, lackadaisical, prone to error on an individual basis and all of that, tells me that the minds aren't exactly where they need to be for the players. And the fact is that Arteta, if he ever fancies trying to do what Ten Hag tried to do with this, with last season's United team, and go deep in 4 competitions, that's going to eat that Arsenal squad alive. Because if you're binning fixtures off very early, or competitions off early, like the Carabao Cup and FA Cup, you're essentially playing for a month to 2, maybe 3 months, 2 games a week. So you've got your weekends and then your games in between. Your winter fixture list is a lot less congested, so you're less prone to dropping form or picking up injuries at that stage of the season. The games sort of get back up into the swing of things when you sort of hit February time. So he's on about the background there. But yeah, it's like this Arsenal team without needing to go deep in competitions or playing lots and lots of fixtures, look like they're already tired. I don't know if it's perhaps to do with burnout from going so full on last season that they're slow, or if it's to do with the players don't quite understand the direction this manager's taking, so they're not quite clear on instructions per individual basis, so they're not able to put in 110% because they don't know if they're doing the right thing as such. I don't know what sort of problems they're going to run into by the time you sort of get to maybe sort of October, November, December time, if it's already problems starting now.
I don't think it'll be there, mate, to be honest. The way he's going.
You think he'll be gone? He'll
be
set.
The way he's going, he's just a twat.
Yeah. What place do you reckon, on that basis, that Arsenal will be in at Christmas time? Whereabouts in the league table do you reckon they'll be for that to happen?
Relegation.
Well, I wish, you wish. If Nottingham Forest are above Arsenal by that point, fair plays. But
I'd say fifth, sixth.
I think it all depends on the way you treat. The thing is with me, right? This is what I'm thinking at the minute. Yeah, I think he's totally disrespecting the other teams, us, Fulham. And I think that's why he's tinkering. If I'm not right in that, and he's going to go up against Man United and he's going to tinker there, he's a twat, and he's not going to come out very good on it, and that one will catch him out. Man United aren't the best at the moment, but at the end of the day, I think if he starts if he tinkers around with Man City and Chelsea and Tottenham and all, sorry, he's done. He's done. He's finished.
We've got Man City. Sorry, no. We've got Man United, Everton away. We don't do well at Everton away. We haven't won there for 6 years, right? We've then got Tottenham home. I think then it's international break or something like that. And then we've got Man City home. Okay. So there's some big games there. I mean, I never discount Everton. Sean Dyche likes Dyche. He did it when he was at Burnley. He did it last year. So the problem is Arteta. He's too predictable. And I've seen people come in my chat and whatever. Oh, the reason he's doing this is he doesn't want to be predictable. Okay.
But it is predictable. We all know what he's going to do every game.
Yeah, we all know. I know that he's going to play Havertz because he feels he has to. That is bad management. If you've got somebody
very predictable,
you don't play them.
No.
The fact is that we have a player that is not the levels that we need.
100%.
Managers are going to read that like an open book because these managers.
We wouldn't want him. We wouldn't want him.
No.
Fred. Kenny, Fred, Jez. You're going to get all the names tonight.
Hey, can you imagine Pep Guardiola coming to the Emirates, right? Yeah. I'm sure Pep.
He's rubbing his hands, mate. He's rubbing his hands.
He takes the piss out of Arteta. Seriously, thinking, oh, right, okay, Arteta, you're going to try this one, are you? Right, okay, well, I'm going to do this. And they might have been buddies when they were at Man City. They're not buddies now. They're enemies.
No.
And that's the difference when we had the likes of Wenger against Mourinho and against Sir Alex Ferguson. They weren't mates.
Nah.
They have respect for each other, but
they
wanted
respect
to win
for each other. But the thing is, what Pep's done is quite obvious to me. He's basically taught him so much, but not all of it. So he's basically gave Arteta so much, but not all of it. So Pep will always get the better of him because he doesn't know all of it. And that is exactly what he's done. And that just shows how good Pep actually is. Just cover this one. Lenny Moon, Ivan, what the hell am I on? Ivan Toney begging to come to Arsenal. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I do think you can still get him, even though he's. And I've got a funny feeling Brentford was involved in that suspension thing because they knew that nobody could buy him in this window. And that's why I think they've got something to do with it as well. And I'll just call that right now, Mr. B. If you're in here, tough shit, because I'm just saying it. Jez, imagine Jesus, Ivan, Ivan, what the hell?
Ivan.
Tony, Martinelli, Saka, Dave. I'll just call him Dave. Martinelli, Saka in the lineup week. Oh, mate, could you imagine that, Jez?
Yeah.
Jesus, Ivan, Tony, Martinelli, and Saka. Oh my days!
You'd
scare anybody.
That's
You'd scare anybody.
I remember she's made a great comment. She obviously I don't know this. She just said he can't be moved till his fair. I didn't know that. Fair play.
I've heard that. I have heard that, but I don't know how much reality there is in that. I don't know how much reality there is in that.
I still reckon that Arsenal could go in and say to Brentford, right, here's the money, we'll sign him. You can't come to us until January, but we're buying you anyway.
Yeah. Well, Mr. B, Big T makes a big point. Big T makes a good point here. Yeah. My understanding is with Tony, you could buy him, but not register him. That's a good point while serving his ban. And he can train once he has served off his ban or something like that. See, that's a good point. You might be able to buy him, but not register him.
Yeah, that's what I said. You can deregister a player.
He might be able to do that.
17th of September, he can start training with Brentford as it stands. So that was the point I was trying to make, is that you can buy him. You don't have to register him in your squad.
Yeah. I think I missed that.
January window. That's exactly what happened to David Hillier when we sold him. I think it was Exeter City or Plymouth or something like that. We deregistered him so we could get him out the club because he was a great prospect in George Graham's team in the 89 season, but he then became an absolute useless piece of crap. And Arsenal deregistered him to get rid of him.
Yeah. Let's just cover this. Arsenal since 1987. Question to the panel: if Emery had the amount of money what Arteta has, would Emery have a better team than what Arteta has now? I think anybody would, to be honest. But yeah, honestly, that's just my point of view. I think anybody would, to be quite honest with you.
And I tell you,
Mama Flossie says, I thought you were getting Ancelotti and Arteta was going to Everton. Yeah, well, that never happened. Well, not yet, anyway. So, yeah. Second question to the above question: why has Arteta been given so much money compared to previous managers? Another really good question. Some great quannels. Some great. Oh, I'll turn it into Donald Duck. Some great questions in the chat. In the chat.
What kind of number are you on tonight?
Some great questions in the chat. Sorry, Freddie. Some great questions in you, mate. Right, okay. So breaking Edu has hinted that Arsenal will not be bringing in any more players this window. They always say that before the window closes, anyway, don't they?
I know Arsenal.
No, I don't.
I know what Arsenal are about.
Mate, you're going to sign someone tomorrow. I've got a feeling. Maybe Arteta just has belief in Havertz. He did sign him. Maybe Arteta has belief in fairies as well, but they don't exist either. Right, to Jez, Roberto Mancini, Roberto Mancini is available. Would you take him? My first choice would be Diego Simone. Oh, Simone. I take Simeone. I mean, Simeone. If we all of a sudden sack Cooper, I would 100% have Simeone. 100%. 100%.
All day long. People say he plays boring football. Right.
Be as boring as you like if you bring me another European Cup.
But he wins. That's the thing. He wins. He wins in Europe and he wins in the Spanish league. So, yeah, all day. And let's not forget, right? We had a certain manager. 1-0 to the Arsenal. 1-0 up, shut it down, win the game. But we did have an incredible defence back then. If you guys, I'm sure you've all watched it, the classic Full Monty film when the guys are trying to dance, yeah, and the
do you want Arsenal to strip?
Can't remember his name. The actor that goes.
Top Gunners do.
It's the Arsenal defence. He steps up and does that, which is what exactly what they used to, Tony Adams and Steve Bold used to do.
Yeah.
And you'd win up with, it's boring Arsenal. Even the Arsenal fans back in my day.
There was boring, but they got the right results. It don't matter, does it?
But
you had the best back four in the league, 100%.
We won the league. It wasn't exciting. Even the Arsenal fans would take the piss out of the away fans. The away fans would be saying, boring Arsenal. And we 1-0 to the Arsenal, 1-0 to the Arsenal, boring Arsenal. But I know it's not great. It's not the fluidity and the great teams of Wenger built. Fantastic. Sexy football. Bit like we were playing last season at the start of the season. We were playing some pretty sexy football.
Yeah. Oh, you was balling like crazy. You looked so scary. Even if you looked at Man City, they didn't look as good. When you was on it for that 93%, I know you was playing teams that wasn't at full strength and all this, that, and the other, but you guys were just wasting everybody. And that's why I don't understand why he's changed it for this bloody lanky prick. Havertz, it just makes no sense.
Because Arteta is a prick. I've told you this for 4 years. He thinks he's better than he is. He thinks he's got better knowledge than some very seasoned managers. And I'll put Sean Dyche into that. I'll put Steve Cooper into that. And I'll put, for certainly, Pep Guardiola, Ten Hag, right? And Pochettino. He thinks he's cleverer than them. Sorry, mate, you ain't. And he's not. You're going to fall on your sword. And
you know what? You want my opinion, Jez?
Go on.
You need to get rid of him before you go into that Champions League. That's my opinion. To actually stand a chance and have any chance, mate, you need to get rid of him before.
He won't.
Even if you have to threaten to run naked on the pitch, just threaten to run naked on the pitch if you don't leave.
Won't happen, man. Won't happen. I'm going to let Hot Fuzz talk.
Yeah, go on. Go on up for us, mate. The floor is yours. The league's in the cat.
The questions are in the cat. Yeah, I'll tell you what though, with Mikel Arteta, with the way that Arsenal have started this season, it's not looking great. But then again, I can't really talk too much as a United fan because it's like we went into this summer with so much promise. So much was on the table. There's a lot of work needed to be done, and we're just like, right, time to get working. Like, forget the takeover saga in the background. There's a load of employees currently working at this club that can do so much stuff, irrespective of what's going on in America, in Qatar, in wherever else it is, in London, because that's where our offices are still based. There's so much that this sport could be doing, and all the little things. And the thing that frustrated me the most about bearing witness to this summer was the amount of these Twitter accounts for United or people trying to be spokespersons for this fan base saying, look at what we're doing. Oh my God, Mason Mount. Oh, John Mercer, he's managed to not get bullied in the market when signing Mason Mount. What? Not get bullied. The guy put on a 55 plus 10 million pounds add-ons on the table, said, oh, well, that's the final deal. We'll walk away if you don't accept it. It was out of guilt that just you were like, okay, fine, go take Mount. We wanted 75 million, but you can take him for 65. You fleeced him, that we really
That's a
fleeced him.
joke, man.
It's like
that was a joke.
And Andre Onana as well. Yeah, I love Andre Onana.
He's good.
Like,
He's
fantastic
good,
goalkeeper, definitely. But the people lauding up this deal, it's like, oh my God, look at the money we saved. Look at the value got him for. Like, he's in the top 5 most expensive goalkeepers of all time. If you want to talk about great values,
in the last few years, best signing you've made, to be fair.
Well,
apart from maybe Lisandro Martinez and maybe Varane as well.
Casemiro as well.
Oh yeah, definitely Casemiro. Yeah.
I mean, definitely an important signing to be made, but the fact is that I feel like this board have, the way they started this window, when they're already putting out reports before signing a single player, is like, oh, Mertens frustrated with this United tax that goes on in boardrooms. I'm like, but you made that problem, mate. You and the people before you, you've made that problem. So if it's your problem, you go solve it. Don't start saying to the fan base, oh, feel sorry for me if we don't get the players that we want to get for the manager. Don't feel sorry for me, because it's them. It's not me. It's them. It's like you're already trying to shift blame. Straight away, I've lost all confidence in this transfer window. And what do you know? Fast forward to deadline day tomorrow. I'm right. I'm absolutely right, because everyone sort of started off like, oh my God, we signed Mount. Oh my God, we signed Onana. Oh my God, we signed Højlund. A lot of people were saying just those 3 players, mate. Oh yeah, like 7 out of 10s, 8 out of 10 windows. I was like, bro, just those 3 on their own? 1 out of 10, barely even that.
Look at all the players. Never what you needed though. Anyway, to be fair,
we needed to sell half of the squad. We needed to sell like half of the team that we needed to have gotten rid of the previous summer was still here, and we've still not got rid of like a lot of those players. They're still here. Like Harry Maguire, the player has bullied this club into staying. He's bullied the club. It's like, where in the world do you see that
pathetic happen? That is pathetic, mate, to be honest.
And it's like,
I mean, Lee Gunner said earlier, Lee Gunner said on the Terry Flewis thing, just what big, what's his name? Ten Hag. What Ten Hag should have done is just put Harry Maguire in the under-21s. He's what, 31-year-old? So just say, look, you're not playing for my first team. You're going in under 21s. And he would have been crying to get out of there and actually sign for somebody else. So Ten Hag has been a bit of a pussy in this situation as well, because he's like turned around and gone, oh, I've got an amazing team. Everybody's great. Maguire's awesome and all this, that and the other. And then he's not sort of backed it. So he's a bit of a puppet to the Glazers as well, you know. I'm just gonna ask this question, guys, because this one's a good one from Big T. Yeah, Jez, would you take Steve Bruce if it meant Arteta was gone in the morning?
Yeah.
To be fair, Steve Bruce would probably get sacked in such a record time anyway.
That says it all.
I'll take Big T, to be fair. Yeah, and Big T actually asked a great question a little while. He said, if Prime Wenger had worked with Prime Fergie, who would have been the assistant?
Wenger.
Wenger would have been the assistant.
100%.
And the reason I say that is because Alex Ferguson is probably one of the best managers that's ever been in English football outside the guy's name I can't forget. I'm embarrassed. Liverpool manager.
Outside of Brian Clough, he's not a Liverpool manager.
No, Liverpool.
I'm sorry. Look, I'm just going to say it. Look,
It's
at
not
the
Kenny
end of the day,
Dalglish, is
right?
it?
Don't even go there with that, because
No,
at the end of the day,
no.
Brian Clough took nobodies and made them into somebodies with 3 teams. Yeah. And he made one team European champions who never deserved to be, and he made them European champions twice, 2 times in a row. So he definitely comes under Alex Ferguson. And then Bill Shankly Wankley, or whatever his name is, can come after that.
He was the guy. In modern English football, in my lifetime anyway, that was one of the greatest managers of the day. And no question of a doubt, I would say to Mr. Big T, Alex Ferguson would have been the manager, Wenger would have been the assistant. You only have to look at what Alex Ferguson achieved at Man United, what he won. Dare I say it, he won European Cups. Wenger never did. We got to one European Cup final, got cheated. I will say we got cheated that night. No question.
We did as well. We should have had 3. We should have had 3. We got cheated by Anderlecht.
I would agree with you there as well. But I'll leave it there, because that debate could go on forever. But
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's my opinion anyway.
Yeah, cool. At the end of the day, right, it's like, the way I look at it is this, yeah. You got Alex Ferguson, who basically took a team of nobodies with Aberdeen, and he made them into somebody. And then he got into Manchester United. The only reason I would put Clough in that same category, and I think Alex Ferguson does as well, because I've heard him say it before, Clough is the best manager. And in that respect, Alex Ferguson won more, yeah, but he won more with a hell of a lot of money. Whereas Clough took players who was nothing and nobodies and made them want to run through walls for him.
Yeah, true.
And that, to me, puts him above Ferguson. I mean, and this will always be an argument of mine. I don't care, yes, he won more and all this, that, and the other, but he had a hell of a lot of money to win more as well. So Clough had nothing. Yes, he signed the first £1 million player, but that's just one player. That's not an old team. So, anyway, we'll get on with. I'm not going to keep going on about Clough all day. Lenny Moon, Casemiro should have been our captain, closest player to Roy Keane we've had. Absolutely correct. It should not be Bruno Fernandes. He's a whinging little bitch. Brian Clough would punch his teeth out. And, Brian Clough wouldn't have stood a chance in the way that the game goes now, because the players have too much power. So I don't think he'd be able to do what he does now. Also, I'd put Clough above. I'm going on about it again. But I'd put Clough above again because he wouldn't sell out like Alex Ferguson has.
I would love to see what would happen to Harry Maguire if he was locked in a room with a fucking raging Brian Clough. This is just for an hour.
I would as well.
You get 1 hour with Harry Maguire locked in a padded cell. Whatever happens,
I never forget that quote when Steve Hodge turned around and says, "Hey boss, I can take corners. And he just turned around and went, "We got better people to take corners than you. Just do your job and shut up." He just class. I mean, you can listen to any of the players right now from back in that day, and they'll all say they would have ran through an absolute wall for him. And there ain't many players that would say that now for any manager.
Of course,
no manager.
Of course, it's all about money. It's all money.
Exactly.
There's no loyalty. It's just It's not
Not
like
now.
in your day when you had the iconic Forest players, or when Man United their iconic players that would die for the team. Arsenal had them. Chelsea,
100%.
Leeds United had them.
100%.
I mean,
yeah.
back in the early 70s, some of them Leeds United players, they would, like, as you quite rightly say, they would run for a bloody brick wall. Billy Bremner, people like that.
Oh,
you know?
100%. Well, like you say, George Graham. A lot of the players that you had under George Graham would have ran through a wall from him.
Exactly.
Through him, I mean.
Not anymore.
For him, I mean.
Money. I mean, this is the thing that worries me. It's like this Liar Havertz, right? He doesn't give a dog shit. He's on 300 bags a week.
A wall would run through him.
Well, exactly. He's probably more happy walking bloody dog. Win. Which is the most ridiculous name because it should be loser. But, you know, this is the way modern football's gone. And unfortunately, I've always said this, and I've had many debates about this. It's all started with Sky Sports. The money came into the game from TV revenue and the sponsorship that came with it. And the fact that we have these multi-billionaire owners that have come into the game. Look what is happening out in Saudi. They will pay any money they want for a player because it doesn't matter to them. It's small change. Look at what they wanted to buy Messi, right? All right, he went out to America. They were offering him £1 million a bloody week. That's disgusting. Nobody is worth in football or in any sporting format that sort of money. When I could go into a major rant about that, about what we see going on in the world right now. Yeah. And they are there and they're going to, we'll give you £1 million a week. And Mbappe, and look at they're offering him £700,000 a week. It's disgusting. And don't forget,
it's disgusting.
When you're living in Saudi Arabia, right? If you're an expat, it's tax free. It's tax free. So you're not paying jack shit. It's all going into an offshore bank account, right? They're going to have the best accountants dealing with their money, investing in God knows what. How much money do people really need in their world? You can't spend £1 million a week unless you're going out and buying 2 or 3 Ferraris or Lamborghinis or it's just it winds me up. Seriously, it really winds me up.
And they don't respect it either, do they? They don't respect it at all. They still like go out doing stuff like betting and all this, that, and the other on games and things like that. I mean, you know what really winds me up about footballers? What really winds me up about footballers and celebrities and all this, that, and the other, right? They get a place in life where they are big personalities and all this, that, and the other. They're getting money left, right, and centre, yet they still start a YouTube channel and stuff like that. Whereas, like, YouTube channels are for people like us that have, like, tried to make something of themselves, yet they just jump on it and they do that as well as earning all the money that they earn at the clubs and all the money they earn acting and all this, that, and the other. And the thing that really pisses me off is they'll sit on a stream and they'll go, this is so difficult, it's so difficult to actually get started and get somewhere and stuff like that. You try being like me or like Jazz or like Hot Fuzz and trying right from the start when nobody knows you, and trying to do something. You fucking entitled wankers.
It's very, very hard. There was a guy, he's a Man United guy. Is it Big T? He was, I think it was Big T. He was talking about starting a YouTube channel. And he said, I don't know anything about this, and somebody said to him, get somebody to help you. Big T, if you need help setting your YouTube channel up, man.
Yeah, man, we'll all help you.
We'll all help you. That's the community we're in.
Big T can come and do co-streams with me for United Watch-alongs, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get multiple people's on.
That's what we're about, and you know, we're not big shouts at the end of the day. We're here to entertain, give our opinions, and say whatever we want to say, and that is what it's all about, you know. So
the thing is, what we do is we don't just talk shit in the chat without our face being on cam. We show our faces. We're out there, you know, and that is the difference. We don't fucking hide behind a keyboard. No. You know what I mean? We are actually out there. We're there. You know, you can see who we are. You can see exactly who we are. If you meet me in the street, I'll talk to you exactly the same way as I do when I'm on here. Probably call you a prick, but whatever. But, you know, I mean, I will be exactly the same. And that is the difference. You can talk in chat and you can talk as much shit as you like. But the thing is, we are out there. Yeah. And, you know, if you want to do that, do it, man. Do it, 100%.
That's what I said to him. I'm sure it's a Big T. Just go for it. Go for it.
Yeah.
I know it's hard. It is very, very hard to start with.
To do the first stream is like break the ice.
Oh yeah, it's mental.
I was shitting myself. I mean, I never wanted to do it. And it was only, I was going on Lee's show for 18 months or something or other. And I had people saying, Jez, you've got to do your own show. You've got to do your own show. And I thought, no, I don't want to fucking do it. I can't be honest with it. And then I decided to retire from work. And I thought, I'm going to give this a go. And it was just one, I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell anybody. And I just thought, fuck it, I'm going to do it. Well, I did. I told Lee, I told Kenny, and Lee, I have to be honest, has been a fantastic supporter of my channel. Absolutely. And he said, I'm going to put it out there. I said, oh, don't. And I was like, oh, fucking hell. You know, I was trembling. And I was like,
yeah.
And I went live. I just did a little intro show for about 40 minutes, I think it was.
Yeah.
I'd like something like 600-700 people watching me, and I'm like, and quite right, like you've just said, Hot Fuzz, what you said, Yeti, it is hard work. You come up with different content during the summertime. I didn't do a lot because there was nothing to talk about. I didn't want to keep repeating what other people were doing.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah,
I know I'm guilty of it, and people have said, "Oh, do your history stuff. Do your history stuff." Some people love it, some people don't. And I will, but it's sometimes finding. Now the season started, it's finding time to fit it in.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but yeah,
for me, the hardest part was because I used to do Twitch all the time with the gaming and stuff like that, and it's just like a learning curve, and I've never actually sort of been on cam, so that was the hardest part for me to actually just be on cam. And like I say, with having long hair, I'm surprised nobody's actually said in the chat yet, you know, get your hair cut or anything, because that's what I normally hear. But, you know, I mean, they can go fuck themselves because it ain't happening. But the fact of the matter is like, it is difficult at the start, but you just keep going with it. And, you know, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. And we'll support you all the way. We've got a good community on Instagram that you can join. Just add me, Long Haired Yeti, or Jez Collins, or Hot Fuzz. It made no sense. Anyway, yeah, just add any of us. Tony Ibarra, thank you. Yeah, I was talking crap on the chats. Been a long time since I jumped on camera, 3 years, I think. Remember stream with RIP Chiggy Chig. Yeah, RIP Chiggy Chig, man. And DVS and Nippon. Yeah, guys, any of you that want to come on here, you've only got to ask and I'll give you the stream. As long as you're not a bigger prick than what I am, it's fine. The community we have is awesome, so supportive of each other, absolutely. Tony, you have to do a stream sometime. Yeah, you do, man. Just do it, man. Just do it. At the end of the day, you're either going to take to it or you're not. And Jazz will confirm this as well. And Alt Fuzz, you get to a point where it's like, oh, I'm a bit nervous about doing this and all this, that, and the other. And then you do it. And then all of a sudden, you just get you kind of get addicted to it.
You do.
And the hardest part is keeping in touch with the chat, and you want to keep in touch with the chat all the time. But sometimes you just can't do that. But that's where the main meat of it all is in the chat. So if I don't get to any of them, then I do apologize. But I try to sort of cover them as much as I can, and Jazz does, and Fuzz does as well. So. We do actually try in that respect. One thing I want to ask you guys, right, before I shut this down, 1 hour 46 minutes, bloody hell. Basically, we're on to nearly 6 players.
Yeah,
we're Nottingham Forest, right? We're Nottingham Forest. We're just back in the Premier League. We got promoted last season. We stayed in the Premier League last season. I mean, does that not annoy you, being Man United and Arsenal, that we're on the verge of 6 players and you guys ain't on the verge of anything?
I just think it shows ambition from Nottingham Forest. Arsenal have spent big. They have spent big. I think, I'll say it again, Liar Havertz was a waste of money, personally, 65 million. We could have bought 2 decent players for that. And I mean that. We could have bought 2 decent players. That's 2.
Bought Mason Mount.
God.
I'll be honest with you, Jez. As soon as you signed Declan Rice, I thought you're on it now. You're on it now. You're just going to keep signing big players, and you are actually going to challenge City. And then it just went downhill.
Yeah, because it's a stupid signing. 2 players. We could have bought 2 players to fill 2 spots, which would have strengthened the squad. And we didn't do it. And now we're looking to out players, right? Possibly, which we can't afford to lose. I'm talking about Emile Smith Rowe. Why?
Oh, that's a bad one, mate. That's a bad one.
Why do we buy Chelsea crap and yet we want to sell one of our youngest up and coming players to Chelsea? I hope that doesn't happen. I know it's been knocked back.
Can I just say that I'm glad you've brought that up, because I want to bring something up now, right? You know that All or Nothing video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bloody shit.
Which turned out to be nothing. But basically, one thing I want to say is, Emile Smith Rowe was in that changing room, and Xhaka was saying, "You're going to be great one day," and all this, that, and the other. And he turned around and says, "I don't want it one day, I want it now." Do you think that's got something to do with it? Do you think Arteta was like, you'll get there when I want you to get there, not when you want to? Do you think that's got something to do with it?
Wouldn't at all surprise me. I've said this a million times. Arteta does not like to be challenged. It's his way or it's the highway.
Evident, isn't it? Yeah, it's evident.
He is such an arrogant arsehole. Seriously. That he will say, "You'll do it in my time and not your time." And I think that, he's a young kid. He wants to achieve greatness, and I respect that, and good luck to the fella. I really do. But the fact remains, Arteta is an absolute bloody clown.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
He's proven it right now.
It's like Pep Guardiola's cocky little brother or something.
Yeah,
Tries to learn what he does, tries to fill shoes that he'll never fill, but he acts like
I
he's.
just don't get it. I don't get it. If he was at the end of last season, if he's sitting there going, "I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough for this. I better quit," and all that, I personally think that's a load of bollocks. I think that is a PR stunt. I think that was a PR stunt to take everybody away from, he bottled the league and make everybody feel sorry for him and all that kind of stuff. I really do, because if he thinks like that, right, that he's not good enough, then you wouldn't be confident enough to tinker around like he is doing now. So that makes no sense. You would go with the same as what got you 93% of top of the bastard league.
Yeah.
If I'm a manager, I wouldn't ever consider letting people know, or the public know, I was thinking about quitting. Usually you leave that sort of story to come out once your tenure at the club is complete. Once you've actually left the club, and then you say, well, there was one point where I actually was considering quitting at one point. It was after we bottled the league title to Man City. That sort of story comes out much further down the road. Not whilst you're about to go into a new season with this same manager. Say, thinking about quitting last season because I thought we failed.
No sense.
You don't say that. You say, well, look, we messed up last season. We did.
It's PR.
But now this new season, we've got to do better. We've got to make sure that the sins of last season aren't repeated this season. We've got to make sure that it is perfect, and no less than that. And if I don't do it, then I will have to go.
It's PR, mate. It's PR. Because he knows the fans are thick as shit. And he knows they're just going to go, the best looking Spaniard, and we know he's really depressed and all this, that, and the other, so we've got to stick by him this season. To me, he's just totally PR, and I don't understand why you wouldn't come out with the same thing. I don't understand why you'd sign someone that you're turning around and going, I can get better at this guy. You wouldn't do that. You would sign a player that is definitely going to be fitting for the part, but he don't know what's fitting for the part. He has no bloody clue. He's never cut his teeth. He's never been in the Championship or League One or anything like that and cut his teeth, getting up to the point of being a manager for Arsenal. He has no place as being a manager of Arsenal. He doesn't have the ability. He doesn't have the he don't have the pedigree or anything. He has no right being a manager of a team like Arsenal. No place at all.
No, I don't agree with you. I just want to make. I just thought of something. Last week, I was having a chat with a young lad. He's 19, and he's a Chelsea fan, right? And he said he was chatting to me. He follows me on my channel, right? And he actually said to me, I'm thinking about starting up a YouTube channel. And I went, do it. And he said, well, I don't know. I see people get a lot of hate and this and that and ever. I said, don't worry.
What?
They're all keyboard warriors. They go, nothing. I get it. Everybody gets it. I said, what you've got to remember is just do your thing. Don't worry about it. And I think the problem is, Yeti, you and I were a similar age group, and we don't really give a shit.
Nah, they could give a fuck, mate. To be honest,
because at the end of the day, we've been through shit in our lives, and I like messing with them. I actually enjoy it. I find it funny.
Keeps them there, and then they bring the mates, so you get more views.
You know, I had one last night, and I played with him, toyed with him, and at the end of the day, as I said, this young guy, I said, they're watching you, so they're helping you. They may not like you, they may not agree with you, but they're watching you, and they come back I've got one guy that comes back every single time, and he comes.
Peter Haywood.
He's under a different name now. He's under a different name. But I know it's him.
He's opposite, mate. He's stalking you, mate. He's like fucking got pictures of you when you're in the shower. Shit like that. He has.
He wants to suck my.
Top Gooners make up songs about Arsenal players. He's making up songs about Jez.
He's making songs about Jez.
He had 8 comments in the chat before 8 hours before I was going live.
Oh my days. We got Super Jez. He knows exactly what I need.
I'm like, is your life that desperate that you
back in his day
to leave comments in the chat 8 hours before I'm even going live? That just sums it up to me. What some of these people are at. They've got nothing in their lives, right? Yeah, and they got sit at home all day and just talk absolute bollocks.
Yeah.
And I find it absolutely funny. And a lot of people say to me when I mention them, Jez, don't rise to it. I don't rise to it. I just like to expose them.
We just like to laugh at them. We'll laugh at you together.
Exactly. I find it hilarious because I'm looking at these people, I'm thinking, you actually haven't got a life. You've got...
Mate, I want them. I ain't getting any. So put him onto my channel. I want some of these people. I want to give them some shit.
Well, that's what I did last night, and people say, "No, don't mention it. Don't mention it." And one of them was one of Lee's haters, and I was like, I called him a wet wipe, and he reacted like, "Oh, you know, like it was like a little kid. You know, the kids." They're little 14.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? You honestly think you're going to upset me? I'm 62 years of age. I've been around the world a few times. I've had a lot of shit in my life. And you think you're going to upset me? I don't think so.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's like all the
100%.
Like, my dad could beat you up or something like that, like playground.
Yeah.
Like, shut up, kid. Sit down. Your
bum smells.
Your dad went to get milk and never came back.
Yeah. I'm very witty, so I love stuff like that. If they give me something like that, I will completely thrive on that kind of thing. You know, I will completely come back with something that just destroys them and they'll never log into YouTube again. So, I mean, I quite enjoy that kind of thing, to be honest. But I don't get any of it because I just get, like, people in the chat that are the normal chatters. So,
they just get lost in your cave before they can find your stream.
I think as your stream grows, which it is, right? Hot fuzz, you'll get it. As your stream gets out there more, you get more people watching, and then you get the idiots come in and the trolls and all that. And, you know, I just laugh at them. And that's why I say to anybody, if you want to give it a go, give it a go. Give it
a go. 100%.
If you don't like it, you don't have to continue with it. You know? I mean, I say this, young Gracie May, great YouTuber. She set my channel up. Without her, I would never be here. And unfortunately, because of a new job upcoming, she's got a...
Well, your mum's the reason you're here, mate.
Sorry?
Your mum's the reason you're here.
Obviously. God rest her soul. But
God rest her soul.
Gracie May, unfortunately, now has got to pack it in, which is a great loss to YouTube because she used to do some amazing stuff.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She's sad. You know, her career demands that she can't do it anymore. Fair play to her, respect. But I just say to anybody, give it a go. Give it a go. And there's a certain gentlemen that you know about Yeti, I helped out so much.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And basically, good luck to him.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got it sorted, didn't we? I mean, that was, I tell you what, it wasn't live, but that was one of the most hilarious streams I've ever done.
Yeah,
it was, that was absolute gold. Honestly, that should have been live because that would have gone viral. But the thing is, it's like when I was on Twitch, somebody turned around to me and said, "I shagged your mum last night." I said, "No, you didn't," because I was shagging her.
Oh, oh. Do you
Yeah,
move over from Alabama?
That's the way you do. That's the way you deal with it, mate. That's the way you deal with it.
And you're quite right. 9 times out of 10, it shuts them up.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually
That's how you deal with it.
Wet wipe last night. I said, "Send me your email. Come on and have a chat with us." They never do.
No.
They never, ever, ever do. And I'm okay, then shut the fuck up, because if you haven't got the bollocks to come and face me face to face, or whoever else is on my channel at the time, then fuck off. Simple as that.
Yeah, 100%.
Anyway,
right, okay. So, Jez, shout your stuff out, man.
Yeah, Arsenal history and more. I'm doing a show tomorrow night at 7:00. Arsenal Man United preview. I sent something to you, Hot Fuzz, if you want to jump on. You're more than welcome. Yeti, if you want to come on, man, please do.
100%.
You can be the referee. And I might get somebody else on as well. And if anybody else, Big T, if you want to jump in, you're a Man United fan. I always like to try and do match reviews with opposing fans because it gives a different perspective, So, guys, that's it. That's me. And then Sunday, might be Sunday or might be Monday. Oh, no, it'd be Sunday. I'll do a match review after the game.
Yeah, cool. Nice one. Hot Fuzz, shout your fuss out. Shout your fuzz out. Shout your stuff
Shout my fuzz out. But yeah, basically, Hot Fuzz 44 on YouTube. It's quite a standout logo. It's got it on the logo channel design as well, so it's quite easy to find. Also, we're at Hot Fuzz 44 OG on Instagram. If you want to follow me on Insta, it's got the same logo as my YouTube. So again, if you know me from YouTube, you'll see me on Instagram if you type me in. But yeah, as Jez has already said, tomorrow most likely going to be on a stream. Just need to figure out the timings on everything. See if I can figure something out. If there's anything that challenges me, because I'm working tomorrow. Unfortunately, got to get.
You are very challenged. To be fair.
It's quite mentally challenged as well. So, but yeah, it's good. But yeah, it's I'm looking forward to tomorrow. It should be a really, really good stream, and really looking forward to it. But perhaps something later on as well on my channel. I'll probably do a sort of little rundown on things. Probably actually on the Saturday, perhaps I'll do a preview for the Arsenal game. We'll have to see. Whatever happens, happens. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be.
Que sera, sera. Right, okay, so basically I'm probably going to do Tuesday, Jez, next Tuesday. Yeah. We'll do the ghost one because obviously I haven't been well this time, so I weren't able to do it. So we'll definitely do the ghost one on Tuesday. I'll do a watch along as well for the Forest match this weekend. And and also be doing the transfer news and stuff. This has been absolutely awesome. I just want to cover this, what Tony Bari has said. Tony Bari, no idea who that is. I will jump on someone's channel soon, but to do my own, I don't have time. Thank you for the support, Mama Flossie, Yeti, Fuzzy, and Jezzo. Mate, you'll always get the support. Always, always, always. Always love with all of us. And awesome chat as well today, and awesome questions as well that's come through. thank you so much for the comments and everything. It's been absolutely awesome. It's gone 2 hours now. This is the longest. Well, it's not the longest stream I've ever done.
No, that was me and you. That was me and you. We went 3 hours.
I did a gaming one. Well, I did a gaming one for 8 hours, so killed that. ETA on you finishing the bunker, Yeti. It's going to be finished tomorrow, hopefully, and we'll get that sorted out. But yeah, thanks everybody that's been in here. It's an absolute privilege to have people coming in and watching what you're doing, and appreciating who you are and all that kind of stuff. So big up to all of you, in that respect. And I'm now going to go to the thing if I can find it. Right, I'm now going to go to the end. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. 100%. 100%. 100%.
I'm sitting
right.
here.
Okay. So catch you all later. Take it easy. Love you all. See you later, guys.
Oh, you are a bloody disgrace! Hey, Buzz! For missing the target from there, you want bloody shooting! Oh, it's crap. Oh, it's bloody rubbish! It's rubbish!
But how do you react though when someone, from your playing staff comes in and says, "Boss, I think you're doing this wrongly"?
Good. Well, I ask him which way he thinks it should be done. We get down to it, and then we talk about it for 20 minutes, and then we decide I was right.
Absolutely.